So we're back with another stream. My last stream I had a little bit of technical difficulty, so sorry about that. But Premier League match day 8 predictions. Only 7 games on this weekend. I thought the Champions League this weekend was super. Champions League this week was superb. Tottenham got beat 2-0 at Sporting Lisbon. I got that prediction wrong. I thought Tottenham didn't play well. I feel like in some games this season, Tottenham haven't been playing too well and they've got a little bit lucky and they've grinded out the results. But Sporting Lisbon played really well. Edwards, the Englishman for Sporting Lisbon, was excellent. Chelsea drew 1-1 against Salzburg. Graham Potter, first game in charge. I thought Chelsea played well, but they need to be more clinical in the final third. Man City doing what Man City do best. Erling Haaland with a brilliant goal, João Cancelo with a fantastic assist, and also the other team in action, Liverpool, getting a big 2-1 win against Ajax in the Champions League. But I thought I'd talk about the English Champions League games first. But there's 7 games on this weekend. There's 7 games on. Brighton v Crystal Palace has been called off. That would have been a good derby match. That's been called off due to rail strikes. Even though those rail strikes have been postponed now, they've still cancelled it or postponed it or still have it postponed, probably due to policing because it's a derby and they need all the police they can get in London because of the funeral. So fair enough. And Chelsea-Liverpool's been called off as well. Chelsea-Liverpool's been called off. That would have been a great game between two sides whose performances haven't been that good this season, or by their results, shall I say. Chelsea obviously sat Tuchel. Liverpool won 2 games out of 6 in the Premier League. And the other game, Man United v Leeds, being called off due to policing, of course. That's a derby. They need a lot of police for that because of the fans clashing perhaps. But the first game, there's 2 games on tomorrow night. Aston Villa v Southampton, which is a big game for both teams, especially Aston Villa after the start to the season they've had. And they're taking on Southampton, who are a little bit inconsistent, but on their day, they're a really good team, as they showed against Chelsea. They played well against United, of course. Aston Villa v Southampton's the first game. Aston Villa so far this season, nice, 900 subs. Yep, 900 subs. Very good achievement. Which is good. Road to 1K now. But I'll be streaming on the weekend at some point, which should be good. And it'll be at a good time as well. So, people in other countries can watch. I think it'll be like 12 o'clock for the Brentford Arsenal game, 12:30 for the Wolves Man City. But Aston Villa, 4 points from the first 6 games. Played 6, won 1, drawn 1, and lost 4. But in the last game, they did pick up a good point against Man City. I thought they played well. They showed a lot more resilience. Even against Arsenal, they pushed Arsenal all the way. But all in all, so far this season, it has been a bit disappointing for Aston Villa. They have made some good signings. Philip Coutinho, of course, signed on a permanent basis. They signed Diego Carlos as well, but he's out injured with an Achilles injury. So that's not very good. But Aston Villa, they need a win here. This is a good chance for Villa before the international break to get themselves 3 points. And I think if they can get 3 points, it will probably be seen as an improvement in the last 2 games. But if Aston Villa lose here, Steven Gerrard could be in a little bit of trouble, in my opinion. 100%. He could be in a little bit of trouble, or under pressure, should I say, because 4 points out of 7 games for Aston Villa, a club of their size, and the type of quality they've got in their squad, wouldn't be good at all. Because they've got some good players. Digne is a good fullback. Coutinho, Ings, Bailey. They've got good quality as well. So a win's important here for Villa. It's a must-win for Villa, 100%, to get themselves back up the table. As for Southampton, Southampton are a weird team. Like they've got some good players. I watched them against Chelsea, and I was really, really impressed. But they've had a little bit of an inconsistent start to the season. One game they can turn up and play really well, and the next game they can, not be as good. They lost 1-0 at Wolves in their last game. They've beaten Chelsea so far this season. They played well against Man United. I watched that. They were unlucky not to get something from that game. They got a good win away at Leicester. Then they bottled a 2-0 lead against Leeds. I'm just going back through the first few games of the season. And then they lost 4-1 against Tottenham on the opening day. But Southampton, they're a decent team. They've been smashed a lot of times in the last few years, which is crazy, to be fair. Like 9-0 a lot, which is... Yeah, I don't know really what to expect from Southampton this season. You don't know what Southampton could turn up. But they've got some good players. Armstrong, Ward-Prowse, of course, the midfield technician. So they've got some really good players who can hurt you, of course. But yeah, Aston Villa, Southampton, I think it'll be a tight game. I think it's going to be a tight game. I don't think there'll be a lot between the two sides. I'll probably go for 2-1 Villa. I think Villa will get a win. I think Villa need a win to get themselves, try and kickstart their season back up the table. So I'll go Aston Villa 2, Southampton 1. Don't think there'll be a lot between the two sides, but I think Villa will just nick it, to be fair. Big up Joel as well. Cheers for joining. Yeah, Villa 2, Southampton 1. Might do a watch long for it. We'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. I'll mod you two now. Right, next game is Nottingham Forest versus Fulham. It is a must-win for Villa. It is, yeah. 4 points from 7 games. That'd be disastrous. And it's a big game for Gerrard as well. It's one of them games where he needs to get points on the board. So it is an important game. The Villa crowd's going to need to help him a lot. Same for Nottingham Forest. This is a big game for them. Nottingham Forest versus Fulham next. Fulham have had a good start to the season. Played 6, won 2, drawn 2, lost 2, scored 9, conceded 9. They've had a good start to the season. That's mid-table for them. For Fulham, a mid-table finish would be a really good season for them, considering whenever they come up to the Premier League, they always seem to get relegated. Nottingham Forest, who are the home side, I'll start off with them. This is a big game for them as well. They've not had a good start to the season. They've spent so much money, Nottingham Forest. It is unbelievable how much money they've spent on players. I mean, it is a joke. I said Villa 2, Southampton 1 for the first game. I think that'd be a tight game. Don't think there'll be a lot, but I think Villa might just nick it or 1-1 or 1-1, I think. Either 2-1 Villa or 1-1 draw. But yeah, Nottingham Forest, I think they've signed a whole squad. I think they've got I think they've signed more players in the summer than Arsenal have got, which is an insane stat to think. They've signed more players. They signed the likes of Jesse Lingard. I'm trying to think of all the players they've signed. I'm gonna look it up now because there's so many that I can't even think. Czech Koyate. They've made some good signings, but it just depends on if they can gel. It just depends because they've spent a lot of money in the transfer window. I don't know if it was the right approach to go and sign all them players because, yes, there are some good signings there, but it all depends if they can gel together because, there were a couple of players that Nottingham Forest had last season that probably aren't even starting now. Nico Williams, they signed from Liverpool. Morgan Gibbs-White was a decent signing. Lewis O'Brien from Huddersfield. Rene Lodi, that's a good signing from Atletico Madrid. Harry Toffolo, Willy Bolly, that's a good signing. Czech Koyate, Dean Henderson, of course. They've made some good signings. Carl Jenkinson, I think. Actually no, never mind. I think that was end of loan. I think he was loaned out last season to somewhere. But they've made a lot of signings. Serge Aurier. They've made a lot of signings. A lot of signings. And it's a big game for Nottingham Forest as well. Because if they get relegated, then it's just going to remind me a bit of Fulham 2019-2020 season. Spent a lot of money, and everyone thought they were making some good signings, which they did, or on paper they did at the time. But the tick is my prediction. So if you see Villa 2, Southampton 1, I've predicted that. But yeah, Nottingham Forest have made a lot of signings, and it's either going to work out really well or it's going to backfire. Like that Bournemouth game, they lost 3-2. They absolutely bottled that. That would have been a really important win for them, and they allowed Bournemouth back into the game. So they need to bounce back here. But Fulham, they're not going to be easy to play against. Alexander Mitrovic is in incredible form. He's in ridiculous form. And they've made some good signings, Fulham. They've made some good signings. They've not spent as much as they did in the last few seasons. And I think that's probably worked. Although I might be wrong. Dean Henderson, from what I've watched in Nottingham Forest, has done well, saved a couple of penalties. But the last 2 games have been disappointing for Nottingham Forest. All right, Man City away, they got destroyed. Obviously, the manner of the result wasn't great, but Man City are in great form. And they'll do that to a lot of teams this season, especially newly promoted teams. But yeah, Fulham have got some good players. Pereira, obviously Mitrovic. They've signed Bernd Leno. Fulham have played well this season. I think their only 2 defeats are against Tottenham and Arsenal, so that is really not that bad. They beat a good Brighton team as well. Obviously, they ain't got Potter anymore, but they've still signed some good players. But if Fulham can get a win here, then that'll mark a really good start to the season going into the international break. Kevin Mbabu is a good signing. Paulinho from Sporting Lisbon's a good signing. Harry Wilson, Shane Duffy is a good defender. Kevin Mbabu. They've made some good signings. Fulham. Luke de Jong header. Hi, big up, go Edits. Haaland left big club Dortmund. Dortmund did well last night. Bellingham played really well. And the England squad as well. Ben White should be in it, but I don't mind too much because he can rest for the North London derby, which isn't a problem at all. Right, Nottingham Forest v Fulham. I've gone through it. Nottingham Forest, if they win this game, not a terrible start to the season. But if they lose it, not a great start. If Fulham win this, good start to the season. But I think Fulham's performances across the last few games have been really good as well. Even in the games they've lost, they've played really well. So, Nottingham Forest v Fulham. This is a tough one to predict. Nottingham Forest at home. I think they'll be competitive. I'm going to go for Nottingham Forest 1, Fulham 1. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I think Nottingham Forest will... I think Fulham will get a draw at Nottingham Forest, to be honest. That's my opinion. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. I think that's a fair prediction as well. Don't think there'll be a lot between the two sides. Right, let's show that ticker. There you go. Right, yeah, Nottingham Forest 1, Fulham 1. That is my next prediction. I think that'll be a good point for Fulham. Big up Arsenal Edits as well. Didn't expect Haaland to join Oil Club. Lol. I might do a Wolves Man City watch long Saturday. Try and get watch time. I need 99 subs off 1K now, which is really good. So I wasn't expecting to wake up at 900. I was on 893. So cheers to everybody who's subbed. It's been going really well at the moment. in terms of subs and everything. So that's really good. So the next game is Wolves versus Man City, the 12:30 game. I've already gone through the Friday night games. That's done. I've predicted a win for Villa and a draw between Nottingham Forest and Fulham. But the next game is Wolves versus Man City. Now we'll start off with Wolves. Wolves have got some good players. They picked up an important win last week against Southampton. Against Bournemouth, they probably should have won the game for that. But Wolves' big problem, they don't score enough goals. They've got some good players, but they don't score enough. But they have signed Diego Costa. They got Jimenez up front, but Jimenez hasn't been the same since his injury. He's really kind of, I don't know what's happened. I don't know what's happened to Raul Jimenez. I think since that head injury against Arsenal, he's kind of struggled a bit. He has, but Wolves are a good team. Defensively, they're good. Wolves are a decent team. I think Wolves remind me a bit of Brighton last season. Brighton created a lot of chances. Well, I don't know if they've created some good chances, but they just don't convert them. Brighton did really well last season, but Brighton easily could have scored a lot more goals last season, but this season Brighton have been good. But yeah, Wolves, they've got some good players. You know, Pedro Neto, Neves, Matinho, etc. They've got a lot of good players in there, so they've got good chemistry in there. Defensively, they're very solid as well. But if they just need to start scoring some more goals. Played 6, scored 3, conceded 4. So that's actually a pretty impressive stat, to be fair. That is actually quite impressive. Wolves have probably got one of the best defensive records in the league by a mile. Yeah, they have. Wolves have conceded the least amount of goals and scored the second least amount of goals. But this is a big game for Wolves. I don't think Man City are going to go to the Molineux and smash them out the park. But all Wolves need to do is hope that Diego Costa hits the ground running. And if he starts scoring goals, then I think Wolves could be a dangerous side this season. They just need to start scoring more goals because defensively they're tight enough, but they just don't score enough goals. They don't have enough cutting edge up front. When I watched them against Tottenham a few weeks ago, they didn't take their chances and it cost them, even though they only lost 1-0. But yeah. Anyway, Man City are second. Wolves are 14th. Man City, they are relentless, aren't they? I know they drew their last game against Villa last time in the Premier League, but last night they were fantastic to come back in that game against Dortmund. They've got so much quality, Man City. Erling Haaland, he scores goals for fun. João Cancelo, technically he's one of the best fullbacks in the world. But yeah, Man City, they'll be hoping to get 3 points on the board, move up to the top of the Premier League. But Man City, they've had a good start to the season. Man City. We got Dennis. They had a good start to the season, Man City. As they always do. Really. I mean, they have drawn 2 games so far. That Newcastle game, Newcastle always a tough game. Villa away, they should have won. But Man City, they can drop points every now and then and they'll still go and win the title and be up there. I think Erling Haaland's such a big signing for them. You know, they've just got someone in the box now who isn't necessarily going to be on the halfway line and link up play, but he'll just be in the box. He's just a natural goal scorer, and that's what they need. But I think Erling Haaland could be a bit of a difference for Man City this year in the Champions League, potentially. They give him the right service as well, so yeah. But this is going to be a tough game for Man City. They're going to have a lot of possession. Wolves are a good team. They'll sit deep. They'll be a threat on the counter. They need to take their chances, Wolves. They need to be clinical on the counter attack as well. And yeah, it's not going to be an easy game for Man City. Not going to be an easy game. Wolves must be a thing. You look at their team on paper and it's a good team, but they don't score enough goals. That's the issue. But defensively, they're rock solid. I think Man City will get the win here. I think it's going to be a tough game for Man City, but they should win. They should win. I think they'll win, Man City. I'll go for a 2-0 Man City win. I think Man City will get the win here. I think they'll get the job done at Molineux. I think they'll just have a little bit too much of Wolves. But however, Wolves do have a good record against Man City. That is actually another thing to take into consideration. If Wolves are clinical in front of goal, then they could cause them. They could win, or get saved. But I think Man City will get the win. I think Haaland will get on the score sheet as well. Big up Lewis, Dennis, Anid Appreciation Channel. He has 60k subs. Lol. I'm on 901, which is good. Big up 9 people as well watching. That's good. Very, very good. I had to restart the stream because of technical difficulties. But yeah, Wolves do have a good record against Man City. So it's never going to be an easy game for Man City. Molineux isn't an easy place to go either. Wolves did well last season as well. They're really tough to play against. Defensively, they didn't concede barely any, but they didn't score enough. But I think Man City will get the win, but who knows? Wolves do stand a chance, but I think Man City, with Haaland, they'll get the win. That's my prediction anyway. Liverpool cheats. 900 subs. Yeah, it's not bad, is it, Road to Red Devils? I feel like I think I said to you 600. I must have sent the link somewhere. I said I'm close to 600 or 700. I can't remember, but yeah, we've done well last few weeks, 100%. Anyway, next game is... What is the next game? Newcastle v Bournemouth. Eddie Howe against his old club Bournemouth. I think that was the last club he managed before he went to Newcastle. Eddie Howe did a really good job at Bournemouth. I know in his last season they did go down, but still, man, he got them from like League One to the Premier League with a limited budget. They were playing a good brand of football. Eddie Howe's got a good job at Newcastle now, and they've, you know what, Newcastle, not a bad start to the season. They're 11th, but they've only lost 1 game out of 6. But I guess for Newcastle, the most disappointing thing is they've had a couple of games where they've drawn them that they probably should have won, like against Crystal Palace. They haven't won in 5 games. They haven't won in 4 games in the league, or I think it might be 5 games now. So this is a good chance for Bournemouth. This is a good chance for Newcastle to get back onto winning ways, onto the winning path, shall I say. But yeah, as you can see, the predictions are on the ticker below. I think Aston Villa, they'll just about beat Southampton. That'll be a tight game. I think Fulham will get a point at Forest. I think City will win at Wolves. That's not an easy game, of course, but I think Man City will get the win. But that could be a good game, perhaps. I think that will be a good game. Be up Flint as well. Cheers for joining. Right, Newcastle, Bournemouth. Newcastle, they should have beaten Palace, 100%. They had a lot of chances. Newcastle. They should have won. That should have been an extra couple of points. Although Crystal Palace did have a lot of chances as well. Newcastle maybe shouldn't have won it, because probably a draw is a fair result, but they should have scored. Against Liverpool, they should have got a point. They played so well, and a late goal really cost them. Against Wolves, they nicked a late draw. Man City, they did well to get a really good point. Brighton, they didn't play too well. They got a point. Yeah, not a bad start to the season for Newcastle. I think a win against a win against Bournemouth, and that'll make it a decent start to the season. I think Newcastle this season are a lot more competitive than they are in the last few seasons. They've got some really good players. Callum Wilson's a good striker. St. Maximan, Bruno Gomes is a good player. Botman in the defence as well. Nick Pope's been a good signing as well. But for Newcastle, it's just trying to convert them draws into wins. But I think Newcastle, next few seasons, they're going to go up and up. But with the manager and the owners, the Saudis, they're going to maybe push for Europe. Napoli and Ajax will go through. Rangers won't be going through, unfortunately. Maybe they can nick Europa League. That'd be good for Rangers. I think Celtic could go through in their group as well. But yeah, Newcastle. I think Newcastle are having an okay start to the season. 7 points after the first 6 games. But you'd look at that and a lot of them have been draws. So they just need to convert more wins into draws. But their business has been really good. Isaac has been a good signing. Joel Linton as well. He's been in great form. Miguel Almiron's been in good form. Kieran Trippier is a good player as well. So Newcastle got some really good players. And I think Newcastle, they'll have a good season this year. I think a cup run would be really good for Newcastle. Newcastle haven't been to Wembley in ages. As for Bournemouth, you know what? Bournemouth, if you take away... I feel a little bit for Bournemouth. It's a weird one with Bournemouth because they're 13th. And actually, it's not been that bad of a start to the season for them, in a way. And I know people would say, look at the score lines, but if you take away the 3 games they've lost against teams that you probably expect them to lose against, although the manner of the results were shocking. City 4-0 away, supposedly they didn't play too badly. Arsenal 3-0, I guess, isn't too bad, but Liverpool 9-0 was embarrassing. To be fair, Liverpool 9-0. You shouldn't lose 9-0 to Liverpool because Liverpool haven't even been that good this year. But Bournemouth were shocking. We just can't finish. Chelsea. Chelsea played all right. Chelsea. There's a lot of teams in the league that do that, play good football. I remember Brighton had a period where they were playing good football. They just couldn't score enough. Uber equals Nunes. Uber's better than Nunes. 1 year ago, Chelsea loved Lukaku. Yeah, Arsenal made him good. I'm glad we did that now. We made him look really good, and then he just turned out to be crap. But yeah, look, Bournemouth, since Scott Parker got sacked, which I guess was I think with Parker and Tuchel, I think they both deserved a bit more time, but I think it was maybe the manner of the results or the performances, and maybe both of them did speak out a lot. Parker criticised his players, criticised the owners for not backing him enough. Tuchel, criticised his players a lot, probably, I think. And I don't know if he had a good relationship with Todd Bowley, but yeah, Bournemouth, 7 points from 6 games. Not a bad start for Bournemouth. They've recovered well. And they've had a tough start, actually. 3 of the big 6 in the first 6 games, but they're actually against teams that they've had a better chance against. They've actually fared quite well. Beat Villa. That was a great comeback at Nottingham Forest. That was an incredible comeback. That was a really good comeback, and they drew at home against Wolves. So defensively, they've been a little bit more solid in the last 2 games, and the caretaker managers sorted them out. Bournemouth will thrash them. I think Newcastle will get the win here. This ain't an easy game for Newcastle. You'd look at both teams and you think, a lot of people think Newcastle are having a good start, but Newcastle and Bournemouth are on the same points. Take away them 3 games where they got absolutely smashed. I mean, to be honest, Bournemouth shouldn't be beating Liverpool. They shouldn't be beating Man City, and they shouldn't be beating Arsenal. But the way they lost them was awful. That was a big issue. But I think Callum Wilson will score against his old club. I think this will be a tough game. I think Bournemouth. I think they'll be a lot more competitive against sides that aren't in the top six, of course. But I think Newcastle will get a win. I think Newcastle will get themselves a win. Only their second win of the season out of 7 games, but they've only lost 1. But I think Newcastle will get the win. I'll go for Newcastle 2, Bournemouth 1. I think that'll be a tight game, but I think they'll just have a little bit too much quality with St. Maximin and Wilson up front, etc. Be up 10 people watching as well. My views are finally back. Werner should agent rid of that fear. He's afraid to shoot. Yeah, strikers need to have confidence. Newcastle 2, Bournemouth 0. Yeah, I think Newcastle get the win. But yeah, with Bournemouth, right, if they went and won at Newcastle, it'd actually be a good start to the season for them. They'd probably be in mid-table. So I just think it was the manner of the results. Man City and Arsenal, 4-0 and 3-0 was obviously not ideal. Man City 4-0, after the start to the season, that probably isn't that bad. Arsenal 3-0. I mean, they played crap first half, but it was just that Liverpool 9-0 game. But apart from that, Bournemouth not had too bad of a start. 2 wins out of 6. And I think if they can avoid relegation, that would be a good season. But that 9-0 win, that 9-0 defeat against Liverpool must have really hurt them. Especially must have really hurt their fans going up there. They lost 9-0. Yeah. But if you take away them games, I know it sounds stupid and cliche, but the only games they've lost this season at 6 are against the big 6. But it's just the manner, innit? It's the manner of the results. Not scoring any and conceding like 17 goals. That's awful. So, but yeah, I think Newcastle will win. Anyway, next game is Tottenham v Leicester. Now, this is going to be an interesting game, actually. Tottenham Hotspur, 3rd in the Premier League. They've had a good start to the season. Tottenham lost on Tuesday against Sporting Lisbon in the Champions League. They didn't really play too well at all. They shouldn't have lost that, to be honest. They should have got a point there, which wouldn't have been a bad result. 2 late goals to Sporting really dented them at the end. But yeah, Tottenham, I think if they can get a win here, that'll be a good start to the season. 17 points from a possible 21. I mean, when I've watched Tottenham this season, I haven't been blown away by them. Against Southampton, the second half they played well. I heard someone say this on a radio show. And against Fulham, I saw them against Fulham, they played well. But at the moment, Tottenham are just getting the wins. They're grinding out wins. They're not playing at their best. Like Son's not playing well at all. Son's playing awful in terms of goals and assists. He's getting chances, but he's just not scoring them. But, Tottenham used to rely on Son so much, but they've got the likes of Kulusevski and Richarlison now. They've got the North London derby to look forward to after the international break as well. But yeah, Tottenham have been doing well. They've been going along nicely. Picking up some good wins as well. Defensively, 5 goals conceded out of 6. They're looking solid at the back with Christian Romero and co. Played well against Fulham last game. They should have won that by more. They played well, to be fair. Fulham nearly nicked a draw at the end. But this is a good game for Tottenham to get back to winning ways after losing in the Champions League on Tuesday. They haven't played a Premier League game since that Fulham game because of the Queen Elizabeth II. But you would expect Tottenham to get a win. I mean, Leicester are in awful form. I hit 100 subs. Congratulations. Spurs 3, Leicester 1. Leicester don't even get a win. Now, I think there could be a little bit of a surprise in this, but Well, I hope there is, but I don't think there will be. It's just weird. Like Leicester have been awful. Vardy, Madison, they've got some good players, but they've lost a lot of players as well. The biggest issue for Leicester is the fact they didn't sign anyone in the summer. If they'd have signed a couple of players, then I think they'd be all right. But at the moment, Leicester just look devoted of confidence, all confidence. It's mad to see. Tottenham are in third, so they've had a good start to the season. Performance-wise, they've been playing okay, Tottenham, against Chelsea. But what I'm saying is they've rode their luck at times, which is perfectly acceptable. But Tottenham have been grinding out results, which is good, which shows a different side to them. Against West Ham, they could have lost. They picked up a point. Chelsea, they came back from behind twice, and they're the only two games they've dropped points in, which are two tough away games. So, yeah, pretty decent for Tottenham. But yeah, Leicester defensively are all at sea. They've lost their lot. They've lost their last 5 games after drawing their opening game of the season. They were 2-0 up in their first game of the season against Brentford, and they bottled it. And that kind of set a tone for the season that they've been having so far. In terms of goals, they're actually scoring quite a lot. I think the highest in terms of goals, and they're not going forward. They've not been too bad. It's just defensively, they lost their last game 5-2 against Brighton, and they were defensively they were shocking. They were honestly. I mean, in terms of the teams around them, they've conceded the second most goals in the league, and they've scored the most goals out of any side in the top half, so in the bottom half. So Leicester, they need to fix their defence. That is the most important thing, to fix their defence. Wesley Fofana is going to be a big miss. I'll be honest, I think this is going to be a good game. Very open game. I think if Brendan Rodgers doesn't get a win soon, he's going to get the sack. That Aston Villa game got called off at the weekend. That would have been a big game. That would have been a massive game, to be fair. Like, in terms of... that would have been a big game in terms of, both managers under pressure, Midlands derby. But I think Tottenham are going to win here. I think Tottenham's attacking players, they're going to have a field day against... sorry, that's my clock. Yeah, that's just a clock because it's 4:30. But yeah, I just think Tottenham's attacking players, they're going to have a field day against Leicester. I think Leicester will get on the score sheet because going forward, they have got some good players. Barnes, Vardy, Madison, Daka. But I think Tottenham are going to win here. I think Tottenham are going to win 3-1. I think Tottenham, they'll have too much quality. And I think going forward, that they'll get a couple of goals. And they'll probably pile more pressure on... Brendan Rodgers, but for some reason, it wouldn't surprise me if Leicester went to Tottenham and won, but I can't see that happening personally. But 3-1 Tottenham. 3-1 Tottenham is my prediction. I think Son could get his first goal of the season. I think Kane could get on the score sheet as well, and maybe Richarlison as well. What's going on there? Banners. Oh, there you go. 1K away from 50K. Congratulations. You're nearly halfway there to getting yourself a YouTube plaque, which is a very big achievement, getting a YouTube plaque. Trust me. 100K, you get yourself a plaque, which is really good. But yeah, probably the best game of this weekend, Brentford Arsenal and Wolves Man City. Wolves is a tricky test for Pep and his men because they have lost there before, but Man City, I think they'll get the win. But maybe if Wolves are better going forward this week, then they could do something. But the next game is Brentford v Arsenal, the big one for my club. This is going to be a tough game. This is going to be a tough game on Sunday. It's going to be a tough game. We need to be right on it at the start. We lost at Brentford last season, so I want to get a bit of revenge on them because why not? I want to get a bit of revenge. Oh yeah, sorry about that. I just realised the ticker's wrong at the bottom screen. I've put Wolves v Man City twice when it's actually Everton v West Ham, the last game of this weekend. But yeah, this is a big game. Brentford are a good team. They've had a good start. They've had a good start to the season. They're in 8th place. Absolutely smashed Man United 4-0, which actually turned out to be a good win because Man United last few games have been a lot better. They've been playing well, Brentford. They've been playing well. Last 2 games they've come behind from a goal down to nick a point late on. So yeah, they've been playing really well. Brentford are very good at coming behind and getting themselves some points. They've got good resilience. Defensively, they're good. Ivan Toney's in the England squad. He's a fantastic striker. Knows where the back of the net is. He's got a really good goal scoring record. And they've got some good players, Brentford. And they're a good, attractive team to watch as well. Very good on the eye. So it's going to be a tough game for Arsenal. I think Brentford, what they did last season, they used long throws. They used their physicality. I don't think it worked this season. I think Arsenal have a bit more of a backbone this season with like Saliba at the back. There's a lot more presence at the back. But this is going to be a tough game. Brentford are a good team. And it's at 12 o'clock. So there's a potential banana skin involved. No worries, Dennis. No worries. Cheers for joining. I'm just going to predict these last few games. Probably get to the hour mark and then wrap it up. But yeah, Brentford are a good team. This is a tough game. I want to get the win because we need to get back to winning ways. We haven't played at all since the Man United game, so it'd be really good to get ourselves back to winning ways. Keep ourselves at the top of the Premier League as well, which is really important. Brentford 1, Arsenal 0. I think Brentford will shock Arsenal and nick a 1-0 win. Man, I hope not. But yeah, this is one of them games. We ain't just going to turn up and smash them. We're not going to go there, and it's going to be a tough game. Brentford, they're a good team. This is going to be a really good test for Arsenal to see where we're at. Arsenal, obviously, my team Arsenal, we've had a very good start to the season. Very good. We beat Zurich. We played Zurich in the last Europa League game. A week ago today, shall I say. That's when the Queen passed away. I think it was at half-time it was announced. But, yeah, tough game. It's a tough game for Arsenal. Brentford are a good team. So, it's a tricky away test. 3 points, that would be a really good sign of how far we've come this season, 100%. Because if Brentford win, then they're going to be pushing up towards the top 6. But Arsenal, we're top of the Premier League. We've had a really good start to the season. A lot of people said Arsenal's first real test of the season, we crumbled. But I wouldn't say that. I watched the game back and I thought we played well. Maybe we were just a little bit naive. I thought we controlled the game well. We had some good chances, but maybe Man United let us do that. But we did play well. But defensively we weren't very good. Like some of the goals we gave away were a bit sloppy, and we need to sit. Sometimes we need to sit back a little bit more rather than being just ultra attacking. Especially against teams like Man United and against Tottenham in that North London derby. If we can't give Son too much space as well. But William Saliba's been a revelation. He's been fantastic for Arsenal this season. He's been unbelievable. Ben White at right back. He's been really good. Benny Blanco. Zinchenko, Jesus, some good signings. Zinchenko's got a lot of experience. We've got a lot more experience in the side. Yes, it is still a young squad, but we've got a much better experience this year. Zinchenko at left back. Tierney as backup, which is really good. Jesus has been in good form. Eddie Nketiah as a backup's good as well. Odegaard's been in great form. He's leading by example, like in terms of captaining the side. So he's been really good. Leading the front line. Saka, Martinelli. We've got a good team going. We've got a good team. I guess the only issue for Arsenal is depth. Thomas Partey, he's injured every 2 seconds. So we need to keep him fit this season. If we keep Partey fit, then no reason why we can't go and beat some of the big clubs this year. No reason why we can't. I think if we'd have had Partey against Man United, we would have maybe nicked a draw. Because Partey's a lot more reserved than Lukonga is. Lukonga's a good young player, but sometimes he gives the ball away. Partey's a lot more composed on the ball, and yeah, Smith Rowe as well. We just have a couple of injury problems. Smith Rowe, Partey, we need to keep them fit. But I'm kind of happy there's a World Cup, and I'm happy there's been a bit of a break as well, because yes, we have been playing well, and yes, we've got a lot of momentum, but we have a couple of injury problems. And say like Lukonga gets injured or Xhaka, that midfield's going to be really like we've got not a lot of numbers in there. But yeah, we've been playing really well this season, really well, and we're showing character this season as well. Yes, we did lose at Old Trafford, but we're showing character. We're coming behind to get wins. We came behind against Fulham, came behind against Villa. Yeah, okay, I'm not saying we're not going to challenge for the title. We're not. I mean, a lot of Arsenal fans say we're going to challenge for the title, but I think we can get top 4. I think top 4 is a realistic target for Arsenal, and it would be. It's just you just got to take it step by step. Yeah, if we did get ourselves into a title race, brilliant. But I just feel like we're playing a lot better this season. I think Saliba's given us a lot. Saliba's improved us massively at the back. Not having to rely on Tomiyasu as much is helping us, because he was injured a lot and we had to play Cedric, for example. Tomiyasu's a good right back, but whether he can keep himself fit is another question. But having Ben White at right back's been really good. Xhaka has been outstanding for Arsenal this year as well. Yeah, I'm happy with Arsenal. I'm just going to wait and see what happens against Brentford. If we're going to lose against Brentford, then that ain't ideal, but I can see improvements from Arsenal this year, 100%. 100%. Jesus, we've got a goal scorer in the team this year. I like Lacazette, but he did all that link-up play and he never just got in the box. He never scored goals. Jesus does both. I got nothing against Lacazette. I used to like watching him play, but unfortunately, he just wasn't that man to get us even 10, 15 goals a year. I mean, he did a couple of times, but I think Jesus will score good goals this season. So my prediction for the game, Brentford v Arsenal. Gabriel's been in good form as well. And Aaron Ramsdale. I mean, just compared to the last few years, I just feel like the squad's improved a lot. Like Ramsdale now, you can just see the team that Arteta's trying to build. It's not going to be perfect all the time. Every team wants to beat each other, so it's going to happen. We're going to lose games. But I think Arsenal are going to get a win. I think Arsenal will win at Brentford. I think Arsenal will get the win at Brentford. Not going to be easy. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think Brentford, they're going to make it really tough for us. But I think it's going to be Brentford 1, Arsenal 2. I think we're going to go to Brentford. I feel like that'd be a bit of a statement win, because Brentford's a tough place to go. Brentford last year, they drew against Chelsea, they drew against Liverpool, drew against Tottenham, beat Arsenal. They're a good team, Brentford. They're a really good team. And I don't think they're going to have any issues with their second season syndrome and anything like that. And I think we're going to beat Brentford 2-1. That's my prediction. 2-1 Arsenal. I think Tony will score for Brentford, and I think Jesus and Saka will score for Arsenal, which would be a really good win. Really good win. surprisingly as well. Like key words last year. Yeah, but they're beating Man United as well, aren't they? So Brentford are just as good, if not better than last season. And Arsenal are better than last season. All right, maybe the wheels might fall off at some point, but I hope not. But nah, we lost to United, but Man City drew against Villa, and Man City drew against Villa, and nobody will bat an eyelid over them. But I understand it because people say it's typical Arsenal, and everybody knows that Man City will go and probably win the title again. But every team drops points somewhere across the line. Anyway, last game, Everton v West Ham. Only 7 games on. Everton v West Ham. Everton, 16th in the Premier League. The thing about Everton, they're not losing a lot of games. Same as Newcastle. They're not losing a lot of games, but they're not winning a lot of games. And not winning enough. Played 6, drawn 0. No, lost 0, sorry. Played 4. No, what am I saying? Played 6, won 0, drawn 4, lost 2. And only conceded 6 goals. So defensively, Everton are a little bit more tighter at the back than they were last season, which is good. But they're not scoring enough goals either. Whenever I've watched Everton, they've not been too bad. They've got good players. Anthony Gordon, he's a good creative player as well. I just think they're missing an out-and-out striker. They'll get killed on the counter. Yeah, I know it's you, Bobby. Just like a certain someone. Yeah, Rashford. Yeah, if we'd have sat back, we'd have won that. But I don't mind. It's done now. If we play the high line against Tottenham, we'll probably. Nah, I don't know. It's at the Emirates, isn't it? We could bloody play in their penalty. We could bloody push up towards the penalty area and still win against Tottenham when it's at the Emirates. They just can't seem to beat us at their place. But we could bring the goalkeeper out and they'd still not win. But at their place, they always beat us. So I'm confident playing Tottenham at home, but when it's away, it's a bit less so. But yeah, Everton, as I said, they should have beaten Liverpool. Liverpool had chances. Pickford's a big blow. Pickford's a big blow for Everton. They signed Loris Karius, which I don't know if that's a very good. I don't know if that's a very good signing. I think that was Newcastle that signed him. Sorry. But yeah, Everton, as I said, they played well against. Liverpool. They defended well. Like defensively, they're doing well, but they're just not scoring enough. Same as they're not losing a lot of games, but if they could convert one or two of them first 6 games into a win, like the Leeds game and another game, like the Nottingham Forest game, which they should have won, then it wouldn't be a bad start. Maybe if Frank Lampard does lose this, he could be under a bit of pressure. They're unbeaten in 4, which isn't too bad, but probably not picking up enough wins. Yeah, Jordan Pickford's been in good form for them. He's been in really good form for Everton. But this is a big game for Everton and a good chance to get some points on the board. And that'd be good, actually, making it 5 unbeaten if they beat West Ham as well. But yeah, as for West Ham have had a poor start to the season. Damn, West Ham have had a poor start. Damn. West Ham have had a poor start. Really poor start to the season. Cheers to everybody who's joined in. I saw like 10, 15 people earlier. I'll try and stream. It's an interesting one, actually, to know what time to stream. Maybe like 8 p.m. is a good time, or 6. But I thought I'd do a quick one today. A lot of people watch it on playback as well, because when I look, it says that people watch it on playback. But yeah, West Ham have not had a good start to the season at all. But I think West Ham, at some point, it could click for them. Maybe for West Ham, it might be a case of doing really well in the Conference League and winning that, and maybe not doing so well in the Prem. But they've got some good players. They've made some good signings. Emerson Palmieri's not too bad of a signing from Chelsea. Lucas Paqueta, he was linked to Arsenal at some point. He's a decent signing. Shamaka's a good signing. He'll score some good goals. So they've got good cover for Antonio. Cornet's a good signing. Flynn Downs, he was good at Swansea. So they've got some good players and they've got a bit better depth this season. But at the moment, West Ham are just struggling a bit. Against Tottenham, when I watched them, they played okay. Against Chelsea, they probably should have nicked a point. But it's still not been a good start to the season for West Ham. Not good at all for the players they've got. But in the Conference League, they've been quite good, winning pretty much all their games. It's not bad. Shamaka, he's an Italian striker, I think. Italian striker. I don't know where they signed him from, but in the Europa League, he's been scoring. Again, though, West Ham, they're not scoring enough goals. They're not scoring enough goals. I watched them against Tottenham. They should have won that. They didn't take their chances. Chelsea away, they had that VAR decision. But I didn't watch a game, so I don't know who deserved to win out of who. But yeah, West Ham, they're just struggling at the moment a little bit in the Prem. Lost their last game as well. Who did they lose to? Oh yeah, lost to Chelsea. And to be honest, everything I've said about these teams today, everything I've said about teams struggling, it's still only 6 games in. There's still loads of time to turn it. Still loads of time to turn it around. You know, they've played Chelsea, they've played Tottenham, they've played Man City. So I think West Ham will turn it around at some point. I think West Ham maybe mid-table for them this season. Maybe they can have a good crack at winning the Conference League. For some reason, I think it's going to be another draw between Everton and West Ham. I don't know why. Maybe a West Ham win actually. I think it'll be a low-scoring game, but I think it'll be a decent game. But I don't think there'll be a lot between the two clubs. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I have no clue. Shamaka. I don't know. Right, we're nearly at the hour mark. That'll do perfectly. Yeah, Everton v West Ham. What prediction? I don't know. I said Tottenham 3, Leicester 1. I forgot to add that to the ticker, so that's my bad. But yeah, a couple of decent predictions there. Everton West Ham. Don't know how to predict this. With Pickford not in goal for Everton. Everton don't have a striker. 1-1. Yeah, I think 1-1. Yeah, 1-1. Yeah, 1-1. I'll go Everton 1, West Ham 1. I was thinking a draw. Everton are the draw specialists so far, drawing 4 out of 6 and losing the other 2. So they're my predictions. All done. 7 games in an hour. That's not bad. Some good predictions. As you can see in the ticker below, Aston Villa 2, Southampton 1, Nottingham Forest 1, Fulham 1, Wolves 0, Man City 2, Newcastle 2, Bournemouth 1, Tottenham 3, Leicester 1. That could get Rodgers the sack. Brentford 1, Arsenal 2, and Everton 1, West Ham 1. That could actually. Yeah, I predicted both to win. I've predicted both to win. Arsenal to win and Tottenham to win. Yeah. Arsenal game's a little bit tougher, but Leicester are a bit of a wounded animal, aren't they? If you get what I mean. They'll be desperate to get a win on the boards, or even like a point. But yeah, I think Tottenham will win. I think yeah, Tottenham have been going well. I think performances wise, I don't think they've been playing at their best, but they're still winning games of football. I think people understand what I mean by that because I've heard a lot of Tottenham fans say that. Not that I don't agree with the results papering over the cracks though for Tottenham. Like it don't matter. They're still winning games, and it shows a different side if you're winning games and you're not playing well every week. I'm not saying they haven't, but whenever I've been watching them, they've not been too bad, or no, not too great. Sorry, like as we know Tottenham can be, but it don't really matter. It's not me being biased towards them because they're doing well. Wolves City would be 1-1. Yeah, I think City will win, but when I was thinking about it, yeah, Wolves have a good record against City. That's one of them games where I think, to be honest, it could be one of them games where Wolves might nick something. It might be anyway. Right, let's have a look. Let's see. Wait, 1 sec. Game week 7, 0 points. Right, yeah, that don't count. Game week 7 don't count. Game week 7 don't count. I'm ending soon, Jordan. I'll come. If you get stream out, I'll come on your stream tomorrow and do one. I'm gonna end in a little bit. I've been going for an hour, which isn't too bad. Right, game what? No, what? Game week 8. That's it. Game week 8. It is game week 8. Walker's injured. I might have to play a free hit this week. I'm gonna put Saka back in. Maybe not a free hit actually. No, maybe not. Diaz isn't. No, actually, I might. I'll wait. I could get Salah out for someone. Yeah, I might actually. I might play a free hit this week because there's a couple of postponed games. My FPL rank isn't too good at all, is it? 310 points. 310 points. I'm not sure I'll stream. Stream tonight, Jordan. If you can get StreamYard working, then you can do it. You can do it. Because your streams are good. But I think it'll be better with StreamYard. You can add things like different features to it, if you get what I mean. I'm not saying my streams are perfect because they're not, but yeah, to be honest, I'm surprised. I'm surprised a few of these games were on, but I understand why a few of them games have been called off. Like Spurs Leicester's probably on because of not as much police needed for that. Brentford Arsenal probably not a lot of police needed because it's only a 17,000 seat stadium and it's at 12, and Arsenal only have like 1,500 fans there because of capacity. But I know why Chelsea Liverpool's been called off because that's obviously a big game, and I'm not saying there'll be trouble there, but there'll be a lot more police needed for that. Man United Leeds definitely they need all the police in London because of the Queen's funeral and everything that's going on there. Man United Leeds, that's 75,000 people and like 3,000 Leeds fans. There'd have been trouble there and a lot of police. And then the Brighton Palace games just rail strikes, or it was, but that got postponed, so they kind of got I think they just kept it postponed because of it's a derby in it, so they just Nearly, Jordan. Nearly, nearly at 1K. Been a decent stream. I'll probably stream again on Saturday. Wolves Man City at 12:30, which that'd be a good stream to do. That'd be a good stream to do. I'm like Brentford, Arsenal, etc. on Sunday. Just try and get a bit of watch time. 3 streams in a week. That's not too bad. That's not too bad, is it? I've got through 7 games. 901 subs, which is really good. Really impressive as well. Right, guys, I'm going to end the stream now. Thanks to everybody who's joined in. We've had some good people in the stream. I know why, John. I know why you were late anyway. No worries. I'm going to end the stream now anyway. I scheduled the stream a bit late, so it might have messed up the notifications for a few people. But I've seen quite a few people join. But yeah, thank you for watching. And yeah, I'm out of here. I'll be back probably on Saturday for a stream, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, thanks for watching and goodbye. Peace. Adios.